Yuri plays Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. I'd be curious what she does in Dungeons and Dragons. Board game group? It doesn't matter, it's just more nerdy stuff. Board game group. She plays Dungeons and Dragons. Alrighty, Self-Love Part 2! Let us begin. Begin side story. Yes. Yes, begin the side story. Hey. Oh, hello. I was gonna say hello there. Almost thought you weren't coming today. Yeah, well, lunch is already more than halfway over. Suki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier since I've been a good way of dodging her friends when she feel like seeing them. Today she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran to my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah. I was in a good mood, so I figured I should. I hadn't seen him in a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I'd share with them, too. She's down as Suki opens the lid of her container. You made cupcakes. You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it's about time again. You could take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it between her fingers. It's brown with dark green frosting immaculately shaped into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder. How pretty. I just ate, so I may not be able to finish it. Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so. Didn't really think about it, I just made them. Ah, I just thought it because green's Monica's favorite color, right? Well, yeah, but that's not... Well, green's my favorite color, but still. That and orange. Could I have a cupcake? I take a cupcake. Yuri takes a small bite. This is green tea flavored. I love green tea. Oh, cute hedgehog face. Oh, do you? It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so... Don't laugh at me. I'm not laughing. I just felt happy. Oh, sorry. Usually when... Never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. So they're laughing at her because I guess none of the friends took the cupcakes, right? Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I do know you like them from past experience. Yuri turns red. Recalling the time she treated herself rather generously in Suki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Oh, well, I don't know. It just kind of always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got, super into it for a while. It's probably making stuff almost every day. But it's something that I always knew I liked anyway. It's like baking is like an art, but when you get good at it, it gets more delicious, too. I'm struggling to imagine putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that I would just be eaten afterwards. Yeah, maybe you're too practical for it. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my other favorite part about it. It's something I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone's always so thankful, and in the moment you get to be like a bringer of joy. Oh, I like that. I don't know, it just makes me feel valued. Yeah, I guess that. So were you able to make up with your friends today? There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything. You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood. It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse. So they're not going to stop? I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. It's just the way they are. I'm the only one who has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Well, especially since I have somewhere to go now, and when I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, I see. Cupcake's empty foil wrapper oddly crinkles as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad the situation is resolved. Yuri's getting angry about it. And that you don't have to avoid them anymore. Yeah, me too. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on. Yeah. She doesn't want you to leave. I know that cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me. That's the best I can do, so you can have the rest of them. Suki grabs the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box, then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends. But I made them for you. The truth comes out. Suki's voice whines as she protests. I know. And I like them very much, exactly as you thought. You succeeded, but I know you care about you making your other friends happy, too. And this is the only way you know to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it from you. No, they were for making you happy. You make me happy. You make me happy with a stern face. You're worth more than the cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friend. Without warning, tears pour from Nasuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Suki? I'm such a bad person. No, you're not a bad person. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. She shakes her head and wipes her eyes. You didn't. I just... Tries to choke back her sobs but struggles to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say nice things to me. Like I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. No, I am. I'm so difficult. And I can't think of even a single thing about myself that someone would like. Yeah, I thought that. And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch, and I just thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice and do the things you wrote about in the letter. And if I tried in the club, Sarah and Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it. You know, I think a lot of those negative things too about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spend so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So I understand some of that thought through my own experience. And that's why I just wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. Suki sniffles, Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues and hands them to Suki. Not gonna tell me it takes a good person to reflect on these things. Desire to improve yourself, that makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people would like, so... Like what? Yeah, that was my question, like what? So... Like how you're fun for people to be around. And you're not shy, you know how to make people laugh. And you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead. And you care a lot about other people. And just a lot of things. Oh. Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed. Well, you're the one who asked. And don't you think I feel embarrassed? Suki tries to hide a smile, then she sighs to the face again. Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, then I just keep coming back for some reason. Is that bad? No. Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back. So ditching them all the time feels like, I don't know. Feels like what? Suki's voice gets quiet. Maybe I'm scared they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. She pauses, Yuri stares in the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles when she thinks to herself. What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you? Happy for what? Happy that your new club is making you happy. Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical. Suki says that, but with a little confidence in her voice. I always told myself that I don't rely on the approval of others to be happy. And I still feel that way, but I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what makes me feel so confused, because I'm threatened out of the things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. What? It's making my head hurt. That must make it really difficult to be comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are. It really goes against anything I believe in, doesn't it? It just goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things. Suki presses her palms on her forehead and shakes her head. I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. That line! I know what's best for me. I know what's best for you. Hey, that line! It's so much easier to be comfortable and happy than it is to do something scary. To do what? You know, to end it. With them? Suki nods. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option. I wasn't, until recently. It's just one of those things where, like, it's been a certain way for a long time, so you just get used to it. Like, so many of you have gone so much into it, so it feels like there's just how your life is. And throwing it away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about. Suki sighs. It's just really scary. It's terrifying. What are you scared of? I don't know, a lot of things. Like being alone. Not having anyone to talk to or hang out with. Not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. I'm scared they'll hurt me for going against them. Physically. Not physically, but... Yuri clenches her fists. Nasuki. What? If anyone even thinks to cause you harm, should go after him with a knife. I will unleash hell upon them. Yeah, seriously, I would say Yuri probably would go ham on something. She holds things she cares about very passionately. Suki snorts in laughter. Don't laugh at me. Sorry, I like that. That's all. Oh, well, I meant it. I know you did. Suki gives Yuri an endearing look. I needed it. As the conversation lasts, Nasuki again slides her box of cupcakes over to Yuri. Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore. Are you sure? Suki nods. I'm sure. I will then. I'll enjoy them. Suki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds on to that feeling and only give her courage. Courage. Ah, you're here first today. The next day. Mm-hmm. And you brought reading material. Mm-hmm. Suki is sitting in her usual spot, this time avoiding manga, while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book. It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Like it's such a big part of your life that one day there's just nothing left. Makes you feel so empty. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself when I'm on the last book of this series. That sucks. There's also something satisfying about letting this story conclude. I don't know what I'd want it to go on for forever. Maybe. There are some things that I wish could. On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome? Yeah, definitely. I can think of one thing I've read that's pretty unbearable, like halfway through, and the ending really sucked. You mean like Game of Thrones? Because I know a lot of people hate Game of Thrones ending. So it sucks when something good has to end, but it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the nature of all things. They come to an end. Two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through their respective reading material. Except Nasuki doesn't be seen touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like with friends at the mall or downtown or whatever? I'm not a total shut-in, you know? Oh, my bad for making assumptions. Well, I'm sure I go out less often than other people like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and not really spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group. Yuri has a board game group? Is she in the D&D? Is she in the Dungeons and Dragons? Yuri plays Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. I'd be curious what she does in Dungeons and Dragons. Board game group? It doesn't matter, it's just more nerdy stuff. Board game group. She plays Dungeons and Dragons. What is she? Someone tell me what Yuri would be in a Dungeons and Dragons type thing based on her personality, because I know very little about Dungeons and Dragons. Why do you ask anyway? I was just curious. I just realized I could picture it, so I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious. Yuri looks at Nasuki and realizes she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Nasuki pulls her knees to her chest and puts her head down. I can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over to what she might have said or done. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier, telling them, and then I just blocked them because I was so afraid of their responses. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Oh, that's... I'm sorry. Totally unsure what to do, Yuri can barely find any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Suki, usually hard breathing, fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against things. Please help, I can't take this. You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Nasuki meekly nods through her rapid breath, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Nasuki and sits on her step behind her. She then puts her hands on Suki's shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Suki nods, her shaking becomes more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe right now. You're in a good and safe place where nothing can hurt you. Suki nods once more. Though Yuri's only touching Nasuki's shoulders, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes deep, slow breath. Beneath her hand, she feels Nasuki's shoulders rise as Nasuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, though Nasuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good. Let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more, and Nasuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Nasuki rest more of her weight under Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling your breath's going in and out. Is this something they actually do for people with panic attacks? I would assume this is what actually people do. And the weight of my hands on your shoulders. They're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst of it's past, but Yuri's determined not to move away until Nasuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Nasuki has lifted her head off her knees and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches out her arms. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you. Is that going to keep happening? It may or may not. We can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Suki motions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away to pick up her open book from the dusty floor, which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the cover. I don't think I've gotten through that alone. You're not alone. That's the feeling of all these side stories, is that you're total opposite of the Doki Doki Literature Club main game. In that game, you're alone. In this version, you're not. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to openly share her thoughts. Something about Natsuki of all people make her feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it, it takes a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. Because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tireless journey of learning to love yourself. Self-help the game. And here we go. Do you really mean that? This is a cute photo. You're probably going to regret saying that if you do. How so? Because I'm probably going to have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want and drag you around to a lot of places. I see. But you already said it, so you can't take it back now. Ah. Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then. I know a great ice cream place. Oh? That means you finally figured out my favorite ice cream flavor. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you don't remember? First day you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor, but me, you said you had no idea. Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh wait, yes I do. I said it was probably green tea. Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together. Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy. How is that fancy? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that. This is probably one of the cutest photos of the game. Well, maybe next time I try chocolate and a strawberry. Hey, strawberry's my favorite. What a coincidence. I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have this sick feeling in my stomach. It's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I could be doing? Not that I know of. There's nothing that'll make it this easy for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could. Come to think of it, we never really talked about the letter you wrote. I feel like we're past that at this point. Or past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about. Except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little bit better. The way I like to be treated. And the kinds of friends that I want to have. That's why I always wanted to start coming here in the first place, even though I was so scared of causing more problems. I thought it was coincidence you ran into me here initially. Oh, well, not exactly. What do you mean? Nothing. Should probably ask Sayori, right? I may have tracked you down first. Yep, with the help of Sayori. I knew Sayori would be involved in this. But you said I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Well, I guess I'm glad you worked up the courage. Even if it was in your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave and I'll make things better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it. Anyone? You mean like you? Yes. Like me. You know, I could get used to this. As long as you don't tease me too much. Fine. Just a little then. That's fine. I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now, but I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings. Thanks. Feels nice to be reassured. Two girls continue the conversation through the remainder of lunch, but a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. Just a few hours will be another literature club meeting where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all of their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself, since she's about to finish our long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore. Together. Oh. That was the end. Pictures. Well, there's the picture. All right. Equals. The final story. Why didn't it show on the thing? I don't know. But this is the last one of the game, so it's going to be interesting during this one. Alright, so that's all for Self-Love Part 2. Now we're going to get into equals, but that'll be the next episode. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.